Hello everybody, how's it going? Oh, this week I want to talk to you about Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. This is a album that I found that the vinyl gods had gave me in that find of all the other records I had found. This is one of those. This is a Japanese pressing. It's from 1975, originally released in 1975. If you look at the cover, see that white spot right there? That is a tear in the cover. But overall, I have this listed as a BG+. You can see there's, slight ding down here on the bottom, and that little tear in the front. It has this cool hard inner sleeve. It's got this graphic on the front of it. And on the other side is showing another picture and lyrics and song titles and so on. It's got the cool Japanese insert right here. There's the back, more Japanese writing, and of course the inside. They almost always open up. It's a nice picture there. And then it had like this advertisement with it, this Japanese advertisement, where you could order records or whatever. I'm assuming I don't speak Japanese, so that was in there. This album also originally came wrapped in like a dark green shrink wrap with a cool hype sticker on it. That is not on this. It also had a postcard, a mailable postcard is what it says, and a fold-out poster. I do not have either one of those in this. This is a Japanese press, but every picture I see on Discogs does not show an Obi strip, so I don't think it came with one. I'm not sure if they always did or not. The record itself I have listed as near mint. It's very cool looking. As you can see, it's pretty shiny. It's got this really cool, sorry, that's upside down. This really cool label on it on both sides. I thought it was really cool looking. It's, basically a nod to the song Welcome to the Machine. Overall, this album is one of the greats, honestly. It's only got 4 songs altogether, really, because it's got Shine on You Crazy Diamond for side 1, then Welcome to Machine is the only other song on there. And then side 2, you get Have a Cigar, Wish You Were Here, and then Shine on You Crazy Diamond Part 2. Altogether, Shine on You Crazy Diamond is a 25-minute song, and then we've got about 18 minutes of other music in between those two. Leave it to Pink Floyd to do that. Nobody else could get away really with doing an album with 25-minute songs and 3 other songs, and we all know all of those songs. There's a radio edit of Shine on You Crazy Diamond that we can hear on the radio. We all know Walk in the Machine, Have a Cigar, and Wish You Were Here. All those songs got radio play. I have no idea how many copies this album sold, but it's, Pink Floyd, and it's produced very well, and it sounds really good. This record, the record that I have is, like I said, I've got it listed as near mint. No pops, no skips, no nothing. So, like I said, this was one of Mike's that was found in the dumpster. Mike also wrote his name right. Let's see if you can see that. There's his last name. He's written on the inside of almost every single one of the records that I found in the dumpster that day. He had multiple Pink Floyd albums, lots of Japanese pressing, this, Dark Side of the Moon, different things like that. There's a copy of, I can't remember now. But anyway, this album right here, this album is killer all the way through and through. Like I said, it's produced very well, and it's Pink Floyd. So what do you expect? Of course it's produced well. They've always done great music. It's, very orchestrated very well, and it's kind of like its own transcendental trip, all in its own thing. If you sit back and just put it on and sit back and listen and close your eyes, it's like you can see this story. And basically, Shine on You Crazy Diamond, Wish You Were Here, those are songs they wrote about Syd Barrett, essentially, kind of their ode to Syd Barrett on that. And it's got great lyrics and great songwriting. It's a fucking great album. The spirit of this album the spirit of this takes me back. I remember being in high school, and this is from 75. This is before my time. I came of age in the mid 80s, so Pink Floyd had always been around as far as I was concerned. And we kind of got into Floyd when we were in high school. Of course, I was one of those type of guys, kind of the fringe of society. We were troublemakers and we were doing drugs and everything else. And Pink Floyd was one of those bands, we would watch The Wall on VHS and we would listen to this and listen to Dark Side of the Moon and, you know, thought we were transcending our minds or whatever. We would take psychedelics and listen to Pink Floyd or watch the movies or whatever. And I remember going to like a laser show. I don't know if you guys have planetariums, depending on where you live. We had a planetarium in Salt Lake City, Utah. And every Friday night they would do Laser Floyd. And we would go to that a couple times a year. And I just remember the song Welcome to Machine on that, because you know how it starts with the sound of the machinery running and the lasers would start and we'd see gears and all these other things that were going on. So overall, it kind of takes me back to that time of my life when I was, a little different than I am now, and we were experimenting. And Pink Floyd was great experimentation music. It really was. The music's experimental. The listening to listen to it is its own, like I said, it's its own transcendental trip. I love the way it was packaged, and I do love this, you know, this label right here. I think it's awesome. I think it looks fucking cool as shit. So overall, this album is a 5 out of 5 star album. It really is. You can't go wrong with Pink Floyd if you're in one of those moods and you want to just kind of hang out and chill, and sit and listen to the story that they're telling, and the sounds coming from all over. It's almost like it's this 360 thing. It's moving around you all the time, it feels like. So it's really good. So yeah, I give it 5 out of 5 stars. So if you want a copy of this one, of this Japanese pressing from 1975, it'll cost you in this shape around $90. The cheapest one I saw was $85, and I've seen it as high. There's only 3 available in the United States. And they're going for like, one of them was $90 and one was 120. If you hit worldwide on Discogs and you're going to pay for shipping, you can spend upwards of $200 to get a copy of this record. So Japanese press sounds great. It really does. Of course, I do not have a repress of this. I don't have nothing else to compare it to other than streaming services or whatever. So I would say it's well worth the money. If you really want to get, and if you like Japanese pressings, buy the Japanese press of this album. If you just want to spend $40 and buy a repress, then buy a repress. The Japanese pressing, like I said, will cost you between $75 and $200. I would say one with this, especially with the little tear in it and calling it BG Plus, even though the record is near mint, I'd still say I'd get $80 for it. I wouldn't take any less than that. Not that I'm never going to sell it. This is one of those albums. If I had to choose 3 Pink Floyd albums to keep, this would be on there along with The Wall, along with Dark Side of the Moon. Those would be the 3 albums I would go out and buy if I didn't have them. If they, like I said, if this one wasn't found, if the gods of vinyl didn't give me this record in that find, in that dumpster, I would have ended up buying one anyway. I probably wouldn't have spent $80 on a Japanese pressing. I probably would have found a repress or something somewhere else, and that's basically what I would have done. So go ahead and go pick it up. Like I said, it's 5 out of 5 stars all the way through. All right, well, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you all next week.